Week 3 of the Bills preseason. We finally made it to week 3 of the preseason, which I'm sure nobody really cares about. But we care about it because we are live
in the alley.
Welcome back, everybody. It's preseason for us, just like it is for the Bills.
Yes, indeed.
What are you going to do? We haven't seen you guys since...
Well, it's been week 16 last year, I believe.
Oh, we didn't make the playoffs?
We did, but they didn't let us in for some reason.
We got disqualified for being too good. I don't see that happening.
They were scared Josh Allen was going to be jumping over people. I don't know.
Speaking of the Bills, week 3 of the preseason, we've seen Josh Allen play 2 preseason games. We know he's fully healthy. He's kind of like trying to be the leader of the team. And now we get to see him again. Usually the third preseason game is when the starters play 2 quarters, maybe. You know, what are we supposed to expect from him anyway? Do you think they're going to throw the ball a lot like they did last week? They throw 11 passes in 11 plays?
I think it's going to be more of an all-around offense than it has been in the past 2 weeks. They're going to run it, they're going to pass. It'll be more like regular season.
Well, you think they try to get in the groove?
Indeed.
With Allen commanding the offense now with, you know, some new guys, a newer offensive line. Hopefully, if Mitch Morse can be healthy.
The big guys.
The big guys.
Big guys.
They need cohesiveness. They got to see the team work together. The third preseason game is usually when you see everybody work together the longest amount.
Yeah, but unfortunately, everyone's hurt on the offense.
Right? The Mitch Morse concussion thing kind of scares me. We signed that guy he's the highest paid center in the NFL.
And in the NBA. Just kidding. NBA makes a lot more money.
A lot more money. So, I mean, I'm excited to see Allen play again. Hopefully he plays just enough to not get hurt, but enough to show us more of what he did last week with the short passes, with looking down the field, checking his progressions. He definitely has a better feel for the offense this year, I think. Maybe it's just experience. It's getting the flow.
Little Joshy, he'll be fine this year.
He probably will. Speaking of, well, not exactly everybody knew Mitch Morse is one of them. The Bills drafted 9th overall in the draft this year and picked up Ed Oliver from Houston?
Yeah, University of Houston, and the guy can ride horses.
We're the big fan of the horse riding type.
He can stand on a horse.
Can you?
I did once. I fell.
I haven't even tried. I think Carl could probably stand on a horse. If
he talked it into it, he'd say, "Listen, horse, I'm standing on you. You're running."
Listen, that horse doesn't want to make the list. But Ed Oliver, anyway, has looked really good in preseason as far as he's small in stature for a defensive tackle. He's so fast, though. He's quick.
And he's got a big heart, from what I understand. He's a lover.
He needs to be a little bit of a fighter.
Well, he'll do his job.
Moving on. Speaking of new guys on the team, the Bills, free agent-wise, went real deep. Cole Beasley.
John
Brown, the speedster. I mean, a lot of new weapons for Josh Allen. They drafted Devin Singletary, the running back, with the 3rd round pick, which is that high anymore for a running back? Number one, if they go in the 1st round, everybody seems to think it's too high. Wait till they get later. The Bills, we really didn't think they needed a running back.
No, it was a big surprise, but he's looked good, and I think in the 3rd round, it's a good pickup.
It's a little safer. You don't got to blow a ton of money on him.
Yeah, I think, whatever, we did okay.
Yeah, and if he works out, he works out. Great. And then if they want to trade McCoy like they're talking about, if Singletary bumps up, well, you lose another jersey.
I'm sick of losing jerseys, Buffalo. But I'll keep doing it.
Huh?
You know, I'm an idiot.
Say that to EJ Manuel's jersey.
Oh,
boo.
EJ, he retired last year. I don't know if anyone knew.
Remember when he had that, was it the preseason game when he was throwing and he threw a touchdown and the crowd was giving him kind of some crap and he did the shh to the crowd and we're like, oh yeah, that's our guy. And then
that was like his career. It was
ooh.
I was never around.
Moving on. What else we got to cover? The Bills' defense. They're pretty good. They're probably going to be good again.
They lost one starter. They replaced him with the guy we mentioned earlier, Ed Oliver. He's good.
And then we get the second year of Tremaine Edmonds, who might be one of the top 5 linebackers in the AFC, or if not the league. A healthy Matt Milano.
The
Tre'Davious White. Milano, the good cookie.
The good cookie. Trey Day.
Trey Day at the corner. They have so much depth at defense. It's not like I just don't want to talk about it, but I don't think it's going to matter. I mean, I think they're just going to be solid.
It ends up they're going to cut good players.
Right. They're going to have too many. They've got too many good players in training camp.
Yep.
But
we're going to keep the great ones.
Well,
so you got to be better than good.
We got a couple of those.
Yep.
And one other thing I'd like to touch on, and I know Josh this is very close to his heart. Does the preseason really need to be 4 games long?
No.
That was easy. I think 4 games is too much. You can't tell me you can't evaluate talent out of the draft and free agents it takes 4 games. Then let those guys play both games. Play 2 games.
It helps the kids, but you shatter their dreams in the end.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys we know that play in the 2nd and 4th preseason game, they're going to be cut, which is fine. But let them play 2 games. You know who your starters are for the most part. Figure that out in the first quarter of the 2 games. Move on from there. Save us the hassle of having to do a preseason Bills live in the alley when we could just not.
Yeah, we don't need as much practice as them anyways. That's why we're down to 2 games now. It's tonight's game and the next game.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then we start the whole shebang. The old shooting match. Speaking of shooting matches, a little off topic on the Bills here, but if you had a favorite helmet and you went to a new team and then the league says you can't wear that helmet because of safety regulations, what would you do, Antonio Brown, Joshua Savali?
I would act like I'd pull Avante Davis and quit.
I think that's what he wants to do. He's throwing such an outrage over not wearing the helmet that he usually does that he's filing injunctions. He looks like a fool. He's a big-time receiver.
I don't think I should say what I think.
That's fine.
Next question.
Next question. All right, excuse me. Next question. Do you think that the next man on camera is the biggest Bills fan? We had Matt Newton lined up, but he ran away from us. Oh, well.
Oh, he's not the biggest fan.
No, we knew that. He leaves early. Shout-outs to close the segment. Got to give a shout-out to Janet and Lil McGill's for this now being the 3rd season in the alley. Number 3 of 2 guys sitting in camping chairs belligerently talking about football. Whatever. We get to do what we can. A shout out to Scott Reynolds for serving us drinks. A shout out to Todd McAfee for serving us. And he's a Bills fan too. And a shout out to local legend Dave Fridman for hanging out with us and trying to put up with us for this season. Sorry, Dave.
Sorry.
Yeah. And as always, we gotta end it with. I don't see him.
Where's Billy Ribby?
Come on, Billy. We know you're around. Well, thanks, guys. We hope you enjoy the show. We hope you enjoy the Bills versus the Lions. I hope you enjoyed it, matter of fact. But either way, we'll be back next week. Thanks for joining us for another season of Live in the Alley.
Bye-bye.